Ja, hallo, herzlich willkommen zu Show Don't Tell. Bevor es losgeht, wollte ich fragen, Englisch oder Deutsch? Because I planned the workshop in English, but if everybody is German, so is there anybody English speaking in this group? One, okay. Then we do it in English, inclusive design. I hope this is fine for everybody. Yeah, before I get started, I will quickly introduce myself. My name is Laura. I work at Lab 1886, and I'm a UX designer, and I specialize in facilitating workshops, like the workshop today. But I have to say that this is quite a new situation because usually the workshops are much smaller. So let's see how this goes. And then we have Max here and Simeon. They're also from the lab, and they will help us facilitate today. Max is a venture architect, and Simeon is a strategic designer. And since this is after this workshop, we still have a little time. So if you want to ask more questions about the methods we did today, you can just talk to me because usually it would take one day to explain each of these methods, but I will do like a very short version now of this. Why is this topic so important to me? A lot of times there is the cliche that prototypes are only for engineers, for architects, for designers, but I think everyone can do it, and there are very simple, cool tools out there, and I hope I encourage everybody here today to prototype in the future for anything. Yeah, so this is my personal goal. Why is prototyping so important for us? Yeah, we are the innovation lab of Daimler. We are a company builder, so a lot of ideas come to our table. We have to see should we move forward or not. And this is a little bit how this works. So we start in the concept phase, where the ideas are still very unclear, or maybe there isn't even an idea yet. And then we move into incubation. There we have an MVP, so a very small version of the product we want to build. So here prototyping becomes less important, but especially in these two areas, discovery is when you want to find ideas to solve problems, and validation is you have an idea, but you're not sure, is this idea ready for the market? Does the user like this idea? And we don't have unlimited resources and money, so we need to find fast ways to test it with the user. And that's why prototyping is so important for us and also for me, because I don't want to build a product that doesn't work. A minimum viable product is a basic version of a product to test if it has potential on the market. So a very basic version, so you don't lose too much money. Because what happened in the past is you build a product for 2 years, then woo, marketing, here's the product, and then, oh, I don't like it. So we try not to do that and to find out early if there's potential or not. And then this quote I like very much. So I love creativity, and I love thinking up new stuff, and I love brainstorming, but this is not what innovation is about. It's a start, but it's actually about doing and executing, because we all have ideas, but the tough part is to actually get them on the market. That's why I love prototyping also so much, because it gets you into doing quite fast. So, and now, before we get started with all this, I know you are all very excited to try out what I have planned for you. Today, I want to give you my personal favorites of why I love prototyping, and I hope you will experience this today. So the first thing is learning by doing. So when you grab your hands and when you try to put something together, you will see you might have an idea in your head. And then while you build, new ideas come and you learn with the process. So using your hands, using your eyes, and not only the language gives you a lot of more opportunity. And this is something that you will probably experience today, that you have something in mind, but while you do it, something changes. And this is great. This is great. I love our minds. It's great what we can do with them. And I never can really say what's on your mind exactly or what's on your mind exactly. So prototyping is a way of printing your mind and giving a shape to what is in there, and that's very, very powerful. And of course, thoughts are very complex. So I can describe something to you, and you will have a completely different idea of what I'm talking about. So if I say, I'm talking about a red brick, if I show it to you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If I don't show it to you and say, I'm talking about a red brick right now, everybody has a different image in their mind. And that's why prototyping is so cool, because we can actually talk about the same thing and not be lost in translation, because this is, I've experienced this a ton of times. We are in meetings, we talk about stuff, and then I know exactly what you're talking about. Then the next meeting, wait, no, I thought you meant it like that. No, if you have something to show, look, we talked about this, it's actually quite cool. And I'm a very big fan of so-called low fidelity prototyping. That means paper, Lego, what you see here, this is all low fidelity prototyping. It means that you can easily change it. And that's important, because innovation is never a one-man show or never a one-woman show. There is a team, and you need tools to be able to contribute as a team and not only talk, because talking is exhausting and talking sometimes doesn't lead anywhere. So everybody in the team should have the feeling that they can contribute, not only if you are an engineer or a designer. And this is my personal favorite. I really, really, really hate inefficient meetings. And and you know it all, we spend hours and hours and we waste so much money, and nobody's documenting anything, and people are drinking coffee, and it's just not good for anybody. So prototyping gives you a way of to make this meeting actually very productive, and that's why it's also pretty powerful, because in the end it will save you money. And today we are going to learn 2 prototyping techniques, my favorite ones, so I'm really excited about this. And one is Lego Serious Play, and the other one is paper prototyping. Who of you has heard of Lego Serious Play before? Okay, quite a lot of people. That's cool. So I'm a Lego Serious Play facilitator, and I really love this method a lot. At the beginning, I thought, Lego is full of shit, you know. They try to invent this method, but it doesn't do anybody good. And then I did the facilitation training, and I'm like, wow, this actually blows my mind, what you can do with it. And what I love about it the most is because a lot of you know Lego Serious Play or associate Lego with prototyping an actual product. But what I want to show you today is that you can answer complex questions with Lego Serious Play. So this is the first exercise, and the second one will be paper prototyping, but I will get into this in a second. So this was me talking enough, because the topic is show, don't tell, so I hope I didn't talk too much. And I'm going to explain you the first exercise right now. It's also on your table. So each of you can take 10 bricks here and put together what social media means to you. It could be an elephant in the room. It could be something very dark. It could be anything, but just be aware that each of these means, this could be transparency. So you can take all these bricks metaphorically, and this is what makes it so powerful. And since we are too many people, I cannot have everybody present, but what I want you to do is I want you to team up with another person, and then you can show to each other what social media means to you, and also tell each other what you love about the prototype. And it's not about building something that looks beautiful or anything. It's just what it means to you. And now you have 5 minutes to build your prototype, and another 5 minutes to present it to your partner. And what is important is, this here looks a little bit random, but it's actually a full Lego Serious Play set. So what you take out of each bag, please put it back in, because I will need it in the future. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. And yeah, let's get started. 5 minutes to build your first prototype. Ja, danke. Ist an? Hallo? Yeah. The first 5 minutes are up. So now it's the time that you can present it to your partner. Not the time to build anymore. Okay, let's quiet the room down just for a minute. Thank you. Um, yeah, I think that worked quite well. I saw everybody talking, and I'm gonna get some feedback in a minute. Before I collect some feedback from you, I would love for you to throw the things back in, or you can take a picture and even tag the lab if you want, but you don't have to. And yeah, and then we move on. Yeah. Yeah, there was one question of how this set is put together. So it's a special Lego Series Play set, and it's especially for innovation. And you can buy them, I think, at Lego directly. It's quite expensive. I had another question here. I, yeah. And there was another question if you can take Playmobil, for example, or other stuff. So here there is no right and wrong. So you can take anything. This works quite well, but if you, I mean, you can even build stuff with wood. So prototyping is flexible. It's just a way of having a way to talk to each other. So I would love to collect a little bit of feedback, what you experienced, maybe something new that you didn't think of. So not so much what your model was about, but maybe what you learned already. That would be great. Handmikro, gibt's eins?
Yeah, for me it was really cool that the idea, I had no idea what I will build, but the idea came from the object. I actually collect some stuff, and then I was thinking, okay, what I will do with that, and then the the ideas came from this little objects, and it's just yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, here in the back.
For me, it was, I think, quite the opposite. I had a great idea at the beginning, and then I started to do things, and yeah, it didn't work out. So
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I love observing, so I did some looks right and left, and what I felt is some sort of priming that already happened by these net-like structures being present. So I saw a lot of models where people grab these net-like structures, where I feel that sets which are far more abstract would probably liberate our minds more easily than when you hear social media, then you think net. Of course, you do it because you're primed to do that. So having these objects present probably blocks also things if these objects are too concrete, too real, or too linked to our pre-configured ideas.
That's great input. Thank you.
Yeah, I found it stunning to see how much you can express with such few bricks.
Okay, thank you. So this was the warm-up, and as I said, after the workshop, you can ask me more about Series Play, because usually it takes 4 hours to introduce this tool. So now we did the short version, and now the next one is paper prototyping, and this is my favorite tool because I have a business and communication background, so I'm not a designer myself, but I've been doing UX since 10 years without having a design background. So my tool to go is paper prototyping, and what I learned is that actually everybody can do it. So I invented a paper prototyping tool that you can see right in front of you. And it gives you an opportunity to have a look into the future and show others how the future might look like. And this exercise right now is you have your a browser page, And this browser page represents a website for a dream vehicle you would like to have. It could be anything. It can fly, it can beam you, so it doesn't have to be a car. So whatever you want to think of, you can think of. And then you try to build a website for others to feel as passionate as you are about this vehicle you are inventing. You have a lot of stuff you can cut out and tape onto the browser, but this is just a little help. If you want, you can just scribble. Yeah, it's just a help, and you can cut it out. And while you cut, you will also see that ideas will come to your mind. And for that, individually, you have 10 minutes. I think there might be not enough scissors or not enough tape. In that case, just share. That would be great. And if you need more paper, just come to me or Max or Simeon, and we will help you. 10 minutes is quite short, so I will ask after the 10 minutes if you need more time, because yeah, we will see about that. But let's get started. Who needs more time? Okay, 5 more minutes. Okay. Um, you should come to an end now because our time is soon up. Now. And now you have 10 minutes to present your dream vehicle to your partner again. So 5 minutes each. You can also have a bigger group if you like, so it doesn't have to be two. And yeah, after the 10 minutes, we will maybe present one or two if we have time. The time is not up yet. You still have 2 or 3 minutes, but I noticed a lot of you in the room are already done, so I think we can shorten it here a little bit, so we have more time to maybe present 1 or 2. So maybe one that has a really freaky idea can just present it. I would love to hear it. Yes.
Well, mine.
Max, maybe you can
My-
show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My idea is the website of my dream vehicle. It's a flying bicycle, and the first part is, well, it's www.bc.am for America, AU for Europe, AF for Africa, and AS for Asia. Yeah. And there is a big photo with a motto or a slogan, and it's a democrat experience, because the ticket to get a fly in this cost at least an U-Bahn ticket. And but first you have to apply to the service, and you have to complete here there are instructions to follow, and only will be 3, maybe 1.1, 1.2, but no much. It's instructions, and then a video of experience, because more than 75% of information that we receive nowadays is video. The route that the bicycle will have to do, because our above us is going to be traffic. And the day you have to anmelden. Yes, you have to do that.
Great. One more example, maybe? Here, okay, back there.
Okay, when I was a child and we were going on vacation, I always had the question in my mind, what would be if we want to go to Denmark? If I could just switch positions with another person just in that second. And so I wanted to explain this freaky idea step by step. Headline is "Switch places anytime." Have you ever wanted to change positions? Here are 2 people in a video sitting towards each other in 2 chairs, and just get up and switch positions. And then under it there's a map, and it says, what if this was possible across long distances? Then I'm explaining the new device. It's possible with the beam sharing device. In 3 steps, you push a button, say where you want to go, and then a match is made, like maybe in Tinder. And then in the next second, you are at the other place. And then there's another container which automatically pulls in what your friends are saying in social media. The first one is me. It says, this feels like a dream coming true. Then there's my neighbor. She says, I tested it and it's awesome. And under it, there's a button, which 2 subtle arrows, getting stronger the more you come down to the page, and it says, test it now.
Great. Anybody else wants to share quickly their idea? Yeah, please.
Dream vehicle already exists. It's a folding bike. You all know folding bikes. This is a new kind of folding bike, which is even better than the 3 other big brands you might know. It's called Slow-Mo. It's slow travel movement that is behind it. I love to travel with a folding bike on a train, which is a completely different traveling experience, even on business trips. So you start here. You see a short film with a happy person with a folding bike. You see the environment, because it's the most environment conscious form of traveling you can have. saves the planet by traveling in slow motion is like a claim. And then you can dive into slow travel stories of Mike, who is on a Brampton. He's an urban traveler. Jane is on business trips with her bike on a train. You can see her story. And Tim, he's traveling throughout whole South America. So this is all you can do with your folding bike. And then, of course, you are curious, and then you can join the community with Tina and Philip, a shop owner, and we all connected together in this. The shop owners, the other brands, and of course, the Deutsche Bahn is a big partner because they support this slow travel movement. Want to join?
Yay! Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. So we have officially 4 minutes left, and I would love to collect again 1 or 2 feedback things. It can be bad, it can be good. So maybe not only maybe for this exercise, but in general about the prototyping workshop. So if you have anything to add, just feel free to do that now. More longer and more activities. Yes, I would love that. Next year, Republica, 2 days. No, and we don't sleep. Okay.
Way shorter than it was.
Yeah, yeah. Time flies.
I thought was they have to have a URL. I couldn't start without a name. I realized I couldn't just build a website without knowing what I'm a brand consultant. I have to admit. So there has to be a brand, of course, and so this was the first thing I had to find because that was the base of the story. So that took a little bit, and then which story I want to tell, where to place the budget took longer than I thought. But in the end, when I look how long the process takes with clients, usually I'm really ready to change the process.
Cool. That's okay. I love to hear that. Thank you. Anybody else wants to share? Yes?
I would be interested in when do you use what technique?
Yeah.
So do you use Lego first and then paper, or can you mix it up, or does it not matter? When do you use which technique and in what phase of product development?
Okay, so I invented this tool because I have an agency background and I was always fighting with clients what to put on their website. And then I got really exhausted because in the end it was not about the website anymore, but whose opinion matters, so on. So I thought, okay, I need a democratic tool where everybody can pitch in ideas, and that in the end we have at least one homepage that we all get out of, like this day, have this homepage ready, and then the rest. Yeah. So this basically was invented for that reason, that after a day, a group of 10 people has the same idea of what website to build. So this is specifically cool for websites, or maybe if you have, I can show you. No, I can't. No, so this is more if you need something specific. Yeah, the Lego Serious Play for me is if you have open questions. This is the most powerful tool for that. So, who do we want to be in 5 years? Who do I want to become in 5 years? Maybe you have a fight in the team, then you can use it as well. Or something like what does social media mean for you? So open questions that are a little bit more complex, and where the answer is not yes or no or obvious, it's like this, because it's usually where a lot of opinions come in. Yeah. So this is my personal rule, but in the end, it really. It doesn't matter. I think it really depends on the facilitator. So if you want to facilitate prototyping like this, you really have to feel comfortable doing that. Maybe have 1 or 2 test runs in a smaller group, and after that, it becomes easier every time. But yeah, I mean, facilitation is something everybody can learn. Yeah.
Yeah. I have 2 questions actually. The first one really links to what you were saying. I was wondering for the paper design method, if this works in a team, in a group, are there any rules, or it's just left to spontaneity and they need to negotiate what to put when and fight 3 times, and at the end somebody reaches a compromise?
Yeah, so if you use this prototyping tool in depth, it works like this. You start individually, then you form groups of people that usually don't work together. They have to come to a consensus, and then they propose another website. And in the end, you have a big group. You show 2 or 3 websites of the individual groups, and then you vote on the things you like most, and then it always works. So there are no fights because you put a voting system. And it's not like, it's maybe like, maybe some ideas die because of that, yeah, but that's better than fighting for 3 months, yeah, so, yeah.
So would you say it's better done with a couple of people than with maybe 2?
Yeah, this depends. I mean, if you are a startup and you are 2 people and you need to find a website, then of course 2 is enough. Yeah, but in general, I think a size of 5 people or so is a good size. Yeah.
Another question would be, what happens if we want to use such a method and there are people that are resistant to it? Say, well, what's this? I need a PowerPoint where I present in fancy words our key business unique selling propositions, and what's this deal with the little Lego pieces?
Yeah, I had this problem a lot of times, but usually because you are pressured to present something, it's a social pressure also, because you don't want to say, I didn't prepare anything. This is what school prepares you for quite well. So this usually doesn't happen, because at the beginning they might be skeptical, but it's also the job of the facilitator to help them a little bit and give them a little push. And if somebody really doesn't want to do it, I would have him leave the meeting, because then they don't belong there, and that's their problem, not the workshop's problem. Yeah.
I have another question. Because in some teams there are like art directors and designers, and they feel that they are much faster with InDesign or wireframes applications. And how do you convince them to work with the paper prototype, for instance, and not tell them, okay, then you can do it in Photoshop or something?
Okay, this is the difference between low fidelity and high fidelity prototypes. If you go into Photoshop or Sketch or so on, you become very specific, and then you cannot change it that easily, and you will lose the money in the end, because you have to do 50 or 100 versions of this until you have one ready. So in a workshop of 4 hours with the art director, CD, whatever the structure is there in these hierarchical environments, then you have to push a little bit for it, but they will see after a few hours that it's much better. And then after you have this, you can still go into your old or new tools. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah.
During the workshops, do you encourage people to put their smartphones down, or do you not mind at all if they want to look stuff up?
So I am a very strict facilitator, even though I don't look like it maybe. So for me, no devices. And if I see somebody getting their device out a lot of times, even though I suggest it differently, then I say, do you need a smartphone break? And then they can have it, or they participate, but you cannot multitask in a workshop like this. It's not possible. And then it will take energy from the team, and it's not cool for the atmosphere. So I would I would put in every hour 5-minute smartphone break, and then everybody is okay with that.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so the official part is over now. Thank you very much. And I will still be here for questions if you have more. Yeah, thank you.